Let me tell you the truth about shame. Shame is the heaviest weight that you've been carrying without even realizing it. It's been shaping your reality, controlling your thoughts, and influencing your decisions, and even making you feel small. Shame is the reason that you silence yourself in conversations, and that's why you feel like you have to downplay your success. It's why you stay in places, relationships, jobs, environments that aren't meant for you. Because at some point, someone made you believe like you weren't enough. That belief is settled deep into your subconscious. I've seen it hold people back, making them believe like they have to play small in reality to survive. You don't have to play small. You deserve to take up space and thrive. Shame was never yours to begin with. It was given to you, passed down, planted into your mind by people, experiences, or an environment, and this conditioned you to think that you are unworthy. And if it was given to you, you can release it. You don't have to carry it anymore because you were never meant to live a life of shame. You were not born with shame. When you see a baby, is a baby shameful? No. A baby is full of love, full of acceptance. They love themselves. They love looking at themselves in the mirror and laughing. They don't feel embarrassed. They don't feel shameful. Someone made you feel that way, or you got it from a parent, you got it from someone else, and now it's conditioned you. And now it's ruling your life, and you feel like you have to live a life feeling unworthy. You feel like you have to hide yourself when that's not true. Hey, my lovely gems. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Sapphire Love. How are you guys refining yourself? I hope you guys are doing well. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how we can transmute shame. So before we even get to that, I'm also going to talk about what is shame, why you have shame, and how it's hindering your life, how you can't have your desired reality or be your highest self with shame weighing you down. Shame is the lowest energy, emotion, frequency in the world. So I felt like I have to talk about this because I was like, I feel like this may be a bit too heavy for a video. Maybe it's something I should leave for coaching services, but it's something that I had to go through. And I know that there's someone watching that can relate to this. So make sure to watch the whole video because each and every step is important. I'm going to run through again what is shame, the map of consciousness, how it's affecting your frequency. I'm going to show you how I transmuted shame using my kind of method of using the map of consciousness as a tool. I forgot to introduce myself. How rude. I am Sapphire Love for everyone that is new here, and I help you remember who the F you are on all levels, spiritually, mentally, and physically. And I'm also your favorite alchemy coach, helping you transmute those negative frequencies into a higher vibration, helping us become our what? Our highest selves. Thank you. Because shame can be a very heavy topic, you know, I'm wearing the all pink, got my pink candle. I also had I was gonna put on my dragon's blood incense, but I was like, it's gonna have like smoke all over the video, so let me just leave it. By the way, pink vibrates on the frequency of love, of self-love. So if you need a bit of love in your life, wear pink, buy some roses, get some pink candles. Make sure to have a drink because I think this video is gonna be a long one. I have my mug. For anyone that watched my live yesterday, you saw my old mug break. Out with the old, in with the new. She knew she was going, so she had to break herself. My old mug broke during the live, but I'm looking at it like an omen because my mug was absorbing negative energy that may have been for me. So she was protecting me and then she broke. So yeah, I'm drinking coffee, no milk, straight coffee. So if I'm shaking, excuse that, okay? I have my notes as well. I have so many notes. If you see me looking down, that's why. Before we get into the video, I'd like to ask you guys a favor. If you can please like this video, that way it helps push this message out there for anyone else that may need it. Comment down below your favorite part of the video and subscribe. It's free. Join the community. If you feel stuck or like you can't seem to break the same pattern again and again and again. You need to look where shame has been showing up in your life. Like, do you silence yourself when you should be talking? Now, the shame with me started when I was young because I grew up in a type of household where they love to use that shame word. So, like, even in class, when I would know the right answer, I wouldn't even put my hand up. And teachers would literally pick on me because I would know the answer, but I just wouldn't put my hand up because I had so much shame of like embarrassment and being feeling like an inner failure. And I knew that if by chance I would get the question wrong, I would feel so embarrassed. And it's like, why? What's wrong with that? What's so embarrassing? Who made me feel like it's so embarrassing to make mistakes? Who made me feel like it's so embarrassing to stand up for myself? So, and that's what I want you guys to think too. Who made you feel like that? And is it true? But we'll get into that later on. Do you stay in relationships where you're being mistreated because deep down you feel like it's what you deserve? Do you downplay your achievements, your beauty, your intelligence so others don't feel threatened, don't feel uncomfortable? Do you? Or do you avoid opportunities because you feel like you're not ready or you feel like you're not good enough? Well, let me tell you, that's a lie. There's no such thing as being ready. You're lying to yourself because you feel like you're not worthy. Okay, you feel like you're not worthy, not ready. It stops you from building deep connections, from taking risks, and fully owning your presence in this world. But let me ask you something. What if this wasn't true? What if your worth was never in question? What if the only thing keeping you in this cycle is a belief that was never even yours to begin with? Think about that. The thing keeping you in this cycle isn't even a belief that's your own. Now, you guys already know the way I film my videos may not be the most structured because I just get downloads as I film. I try and structure my videos and I have it organized, but then I just get downloads. So follow along and make sure you have your notes. Always, always have notes with my videos, especially my Monday videos. What is shame? Shame is a deep feeling of unworthiness, a deep feeling of embarrassment. So that is what you're feeling deep inside is unworthy. I'm unworthy. I'm embarrassed to be myself. And not only is this an emotion, but it's the frequency that you're on. So the frequency that you're on is gonna be the reality that you are experiencing. So you're also gonna be experiencing a reality where you don't accept yourself because, okay, what is the opposite of shame? Self-acceptance, self-compassion. You're not compassionate with yourself and you don't accept who you are. And shame can get its roots from what someone did to you in your past, who you were raised, where you were raised, who raised you. You can get shame from someone else. Like I say before, you were not born with this. Someone gave it to you. You've been conditioned this way. It could come from a family member, a parent. Maybe a parent had shame and then they give you shame. And if you have children and you're watching this, listen up. If you have shame and you got it from your parent, you have to tackle this shame because you will now give it to your child or unintentionally be shameful towards other people or projecting shame towards other people. Once again, because that is the reality of your mind. So if you live in a state of shame, our thoughts project. So you are going to be projecting these thoughts out into the atmosphere, into the universe, into the ethers. You're going to be projecting these thoughts out. Not only is it going to be affecting you, but it's also going to be affecting the other people in your life. So you also may experience maybe people not wanting to be around you. And it could just be down to your shame. It's not you. It's not you, but it's the frequency that you're emitting currently. And the good thing about frequency is we can change our frequency at any time, just like you can change the radio station. You're tuned in to the wrong radio station, okay? So if you feel lost, stuck, and you can't break from certain patterns, you need to realize or find where shame is affecting you in your life, because that is why you feel stuck. That's why you feel like there's a blockage. But before I go further on, let me show you this visual. So this is you. You are carrying, don't laugh at my drawing, okay? This is a backpack of shame. Let me bring it up. This is what you're walking around with, what I was walking around with at a time. A huge backpack because it's weighing you down. It's an anchor. That's what shame is. It's an anchor that will hold you down and ruin your life. And you know it. Also brings all these other negative emotions like self-doubt, feeling like you have to silence yourself, fear, hiding yourself. I want you to know that shame often comes from others' external actions and it doesn't define you. It doesn't define who you are. You're not alone. You have to remember shame is like a program that's running in the background, and this program is affecting your confidence, opportunities, your relationships, your friendships, your self-esteem. It may be even affecting you in the workplace, who knows? But this frequency of shame will start to tap into and pollute certain compartments in your brain, certain areas in your life. Also, with shame, you feel like you've done something wrong. There's just this feeling of, I'm in trouble, I've done something wrong, I failed. You have this like inner feeling of failure. So shame can show up when you have something to say, like in a meeting or in the classroom, but you hold back. You hold back because you feel like your voice doesn't deserve to be heard. Shame can show up when there's an opportunity at your doorstep, but you feel like you don't deserve it because you're scared of failing. Shame can show up when there's a relationship that's not good for you. It's toxic. The workplace's environment is not for you, but you choose to stay because you feel like you're unworthy of goodness. You're unworthy of goodness. You're unworthy of love. You're unworthy of a better relationship. You're unworthy of better friends. You've accepted that this is your fate because deep down you don't feel good enough to have your desired person or your desired reality or your desired friends or your desired job. Shame is like a silent weight that keeps you away from your potential. You feel like you don't deserve better. Shame is that voice that says you're not good enough, that says, well, you've been okay being this sort of way for this long, so you shouldn't change. That's shame. You have to remember with shame, when you're trying to change, it's like a parasite that will eat at your brain because it loves comfortability and it's in survival mode. So we'll get into that later in the video, the map of consciousness, but shame is on survival. So that's why it's so hard to get rid of shame, because you have this inner voice, but you have to realize that inner voice is going to go away. I said this analogy on my live: the more you build a new bridge, the old bridge is burning down. So you're focusing on building blocks for the new bridge. And yes, that old bridge is going to be there, and you may hear a few noises, but the more you build that bridge, the more you build the bridge, the more the old bridge is no more. And it's going to be a quiet, quiet voice, and then you're going to kill it. That's what we want to do. It's not coming with us. We're not accepting this. And it will tell you this even when you clearly are. I want you to know that you are good enough. You are worthy. You are worthy. And then we move into self-acceptance. And when we get into self-acceptance, now we can actually have the confidence. We can actually have the life that we desire. We can actually be our highest self. We can actually take the opportunities. I mean, self-acceptance, it literally shows up as confidence. You can't be confident if you don't accept yourself. The self-acceptance shows up as you embracing your flaws and accepting you for you. Self-acceptance is you pursuing your dreams, pursuing your goals without fear of judgment, because you're not judging yourself. And okay, even if people are judging you, we've went past that. That's not your control. That's outside of your control. Remember in the past, we used to absorb other people's opinions. Now we observe, oh, they're judging me, they're trying to make me feel shameful, they're trying to make me feel bad, but we're not absorbing it like we did in the past, where they would judge us for our creative path or whatever we're doing, and now it's like, oh really, is that true, because that's before we accepted and we knew who we were, but now we know who we are and nothing's coming in between that. When you feel shame, this is what you're going to do. You're going to feel like you have to hide yourself. You're going to feel like you have to downplay your beauty. You're going to see people that are really shameful. They won't post. This is what I was saying, guys. A lot of you girls that have been bullied, men that have been bullied in your past, and something happened to you, you feel like you have to hide because you're carrying shame. You feel like within, you're not worthy. You feel like within you're not good enough. You feel like within you don't deserve better. So you're hiding yourself because you feel ashamed of yourself. People made you feel ashamed of yourself because they have this frequency of shame and they projected that frequency out to you, and now you've internalized it. And now you're carrying this shame, and it's not just for on your posts. I know it's going to be affecting you and you not wanting to stand up for yourself. Like I said, you downplaying your achievements, you downplaying your desires. That was a big one with me. Downplaying my desires, being like, oh, it's just a dream. Oh, well, you want it and you can get it, but you feel like you're not worthy enough to get it. That's what it is. You are worthy of each and every desire that you have because you're you. You came here just like everyone else for a purpose. Now, let's talk about the past real quick. Trust me, I understand the anger of why me? Why did they say that to me? Why did they treat me like this? I went through that too. I feel like there's a stage where you will get angry, and then that's the enlightenment stage. But I was so angry and felt like, but why do I have to be the bigger person when they did this to me? I was just born into this world. I did not ask for people, for these narcissists, or sorry, my camera died. So yeah, I kept pointing the fingers at other people, but they're an adult. They should know better. They shouldn't talk to me like this. Like everyone knows what they're doing. So why do I have to, like, this is not my fault, whatever. Okay, I understand it's sad. In this world, people are walking around unhealed, not doing the work. I'm pointing the fingers just like how you're pointing the fingers. If it makes you feel better, I do feel like sometimes we come onto this earth to learn self-love. I feel like my soul had to go through that. But let me ask you something. What if it was never true? What if your worth was never in the question? And the only thing stopping you is a belief that was never yours in the first place. I apologize for the lighting. It's getting dark outside. But here we have the brain. Okay, Pinky the brain. So the brain is like a sponge. So it's just soaking up all this information, right? So this is from external forces. People laughing at you if you made a mistake, parents, if you grew up with narcissistic people, a narcissistic ex, friendships, their perceptions, even if maybe they weren't mean to you, but if you were around other people that were full of shame, because this happened to me. I had my own shame, but there was also someone I used to be friends with, and oh my god, like they were full of shame. I mean, we attracted each other because we're both full of shame, but hers was like on a different level, and it really affected me, like how I would think, and I had to really debunk a lot of these beliefs and realize they weren't even mine, and I don't even believe in them or believe them to be true. So this is people projecting onto you, and your brain is taking it all in. This is why you need to be careful what you're listening to, what you're absorbing, and also you need to know who you are. And I don't just say that by like, oh, you need to know who you are. No. Well, yes, but no. You need to really have a list of who you are. What do you believe in? Do you know what you believe in? Do you know what is yours? Really, honestly, and truly. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Do you accept them? So, need to know who you are, or else other people will be running your narrative and you won't be running your own narrative. And that's a question I should ask you right now. What narrative are you running? Is it your own narrative or you're running someone else's play? That's just my Mac charging. But okay, now is the fun part. Now we're actually going to talk about, because guys, we can be here all day speaking about what comes with shame. Who gave us this shame? Oh, we could stay here forever. I mean, that's what therapy is for. It really helps you unpack that. But over here, we want to transform out of that. We know why you have the shame. You clicking this today, you probably know who gave it to you. But now we want to transform out of that. We want to transmute. Okay, what's transmute? So transmutation is simply just taking something that has a negative vibration and then transmuting it into a higher vibration or a higher state, a negative state into a higher state. For example, transmuting pain into power, transmuting fear into love. And we're going to talk about transmuting shame into self-acceptance. So right now you need to understand where you are, and the map of consciousness is a great way to help you understand where you are. It's a tool. So right now, everyone is living at a state of vibration or state of consciousness that is ruling everything around you. It's ruling how you see yourself, how others see you, the opportunities that come your way, how you act, and of course, how you feel, what you attract. And Dr. David Hawkins created the map of consciousness to help us understand how our emotions are controlling our lives, also what these sort of emotions bring. So if you look at the map, I'm going to insert, first of all, if you're new here, I always talk about this map, okay? At the bottom of the map, it has survival. And shame is at this bottom of this map. It also has states of reason, integrity, and spiritual enlightenment. At the bottom of this map is shame. At the very bottom, the lowest frequency in the world. Imagine what that's doing to you. There's so many nice people, but they carry shame inside of them, and they wonder why they may be getting sick. I know some people may be sensitive to that topic, but it can cause you to get sick. Shame is below anger. It's below fear. It's below guilt. So shame is the energy of hiding. You feel like you're fundamentally broken. You feel like you're fundamentally a failure. But now we need to shift all those heavy emotions into self-acceptance. And I'm about to radicalize you, because I feel like that's what also helped me, is deep radicalization. Also, when you live in a state of shame, you attract things that have to prove your unworthiness. Because, you know, in alchemy, our inner state reflects our outer world. So if you are this character of shame, your character is shame, your movie is going to be feeding back ways to prove to your character that, yeah, I am unworthy, that I don't deserve this. You will even start to settle for less, because that's the character that you put on yourself. That's the trait. In this movie that's playing back, you're going to settle for less in this movie because you're the character of shame, right? So you're going to settle for less. What are you going to do? You're going to self-sabotage. You're going to hesitate to take up space. You're going to second guess everything you do. Basically, you're just going to live life as if you're this big fat apology. Always shrinking yourself, always hiding, always feeling small, always, oh, I'm sorry, always feeling like you're not good enough, always feeling like you don't deserve more. But this is not who you are. This is just where you chose to stay. But you don't have to stay here. Once you make the choice to transform, because it's a choice, so you can get out. The map shows us a path, a way out. So if you look at the map, it directs you. I tried to write it on a board, but it wouldn't fit. So think of it like different points, okay? And over here is shame. And over here is self-acceptance. So we have shame at the bottom of the map, which we know, and we have acceptance, self-acceptance. It's not the highest frequency. However, this is what I want you to get. This is how you transmute shame, how you get rid of shame. You need to transmute this. So I was thinking, okay, how are they going to transmute shame? The opposite of shame is self-acceptance. So they just have to self-accept who they are. But it's not going to happen overnight. Don't think you're just going to go from shame to acceptance just like that. No. Know that you accept yourself, but there's also steps that you have to go through, because shame is that low that you actually have to work your way up on the ladder from survival, because you're not lived this life of survival for so long. So you have to reason before you can even get to love. So you need to work your way up the map and get to acceptance. And before you even get to acceptance, there's courage, neutrality. And remember, we talked about being neutral. My camera died, but I'm going to put it on the screen here. First, you need to reason with the feeling of shame. So you need to have some pride. You need to have some pride about yourself. You need to know that you deserve better. That's why I said the ego is not always bad. Sometimes being prideful and knowing that you deserve more, like you deserve a better relationship, you deserve a better job, you deserve to love yourself more, you deserve to embrace these opportunities that are coming your way and not self-sabotage. You have too much pride to self-sabotage. Then we get to courage. Do you have the courage to accept yourself? So you need to build this up. You need to get to courage, which is 200 hertz, okay? Courage is a form of affirmation. You're affirming yourself that, you know what, I have enough courage to love myself. Because it takes courage to want to accept the good parts and the bad things about you. It takes courage to want to love. It takes courage to make a move. It takes courage to change. So that's empowerment. As you can see, with courage, it's empowerment. Then from courage, the neutrality. We talked about this before, being neutral to energies that are coming your way. When people are saying you're not good enough, when people are saying all these ridiculous, mean things to you, or maybe it was what you heard growing up, be neutral to it. Don't internalize it. That is what was happening to you in the past. You weren't neutral. You kept accepting everything as true. Now, of course, I'm going to give grace what we're born into from the ages of till 7. Your brain is a complete sponge. The subconscious mind is active and it takes everything as true. So, but we're grown now. You don't have to take it as true. Look at it as just an energy and then be neutral to that energy that's coming your way. Hence, in the last video, I said jealousy. Look at it like an energy, how you can use that to your own benefit and alchemize it. And with neutrality, it brings a sense of trust. You start to trust yourself. And then from neutrality, willingness. Do you have the willingness to change? Are you willing? And this brings optimism. Are you willing to reason? And then once you have this willingness of reasoning, then there's the acceptance. So you have to go through these steps. Remember, you're in survival. And with acceptance is forgiveness. When you accept, you forgive yourself, which is the self-compassion. So as you move up on the map of consciousness, you start to step into these emotions that empower you rather than imprison you. So as you move up through emotions like fear, guilt, working through and unpacking that, and then reasoning and having the integrity of courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, once you have that, then finally you have peace, freedom, power. And that's when the true alchemy and the transformation begins. Now you feel shame. Maybe society says that, oh, this happened to you, so you should feel ashamed for it. No, that's not your reality. Take that out and create a new program. You have to realize that our beliefs create a result. There's the iceberg analogy. I'm going to insert a picture and it starts from what your beliefs are. And then from your beliefs, that will now tell me what your values are. And then the outcomes and then the result. So you need to change your belief. Once you get to those core beliefs in those subconscious mind, your life changes. What is the old disempowerment beliefs? There wasn't enough space, so I couldn't put it, but it's old disempowerment beliefs and then the new empowerment beliefs. You have to really kill off who you are now because you have a completely different belief system and you need to write out what these beliefs are that are stopping you from being your highest self, because your highest self has what? New values, new beliefs. Okay? And what I would also do is create an alter ego. Create an alter ego if that helps. A lot of celebrities do this. A lot of influencers do this. Sure, I did it. I created an alter ego and I said, who is this person? What does she believe? How does she dress? How does she talk? What does she think about herself? How do people treat her? Everything. Create a new character. I'm going to show you how to quickly shift your beliefs really, really quickly. So first, you need to be aware. The first step is awareness. You need to be aware of what in your life is hindering you and what beliefs don't align with the reality that you have now. Then once you have the awareness, you need to question them. Is this belief actually true? Is it true? A lot of the time it's not true. Me feeling like I couldn't post online, or I felt like my voice wasn't heard, I had to question that. Is it true that my voice shouldn't be heard? Well, no, I'm a human being, so why wouldn't my voice be heard? I deserve for my voice to be heard. So question, why did you think that your voice could not be heard? Oh, wow, why? I guess because maybe the experiences I had with other people, and, maybe with like my family and friends and in school. And there's been times where I've been embarrassed and I never unpacked that. Okay. So they're the reason why you feel like your voice shouldn't be heard. But is that true? Just because of that? So because that happened, your voice should not be heard. Because you made a mistake, now you should be exiled. No. And then we have, what if it was true? So this is where we have like the new belief. What if it was true that my voice is meant to be heard? What if it's true that you are accepting of who you are? What if? So this is how we want to shift. You want to use this, start with the awareness, question it. Once you question those core beliefs, the subconscious mind, it feathers away. That's all it is. All this weight, all this thing that you're anchoring down, and all it takes is to just disapprove that. So then we have reinforcement. Reinforce. Hope I spelled that right. Reinforcement and embodiment. Guys, if I didn't spell this right, don't judge me. I feel like I may be dyslexic. I don't know. So once you have the awareness, you ask, is this true? Is it true? Are these beliefs really true? No, you got it from somewhere else and you don't even believe them. Hence why you have this resistance in yourself. And then guess what? We can reprogram our mind. So now you add the new beliefs. So then what happens when you add the new beliefs? You reinforce it. Why do we have to reinforce it? Because the ego mind, the old self, the old beliefs, they want to stay because it's survival. Remember the paradigm. It's in the survival paradigm. So that's why it's so hard to change. Because first of all, it's been with you forever. And you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. And you're stepping into the unknown. So it wants that comfortability. So it wants to stay. And it sees you changing as a threat. But it's not a threat. So that's that quiet voice that would tell you, oh, don't say affirmations, or don't do your subliminals, or don't speak to yourself in a positive way, or question when you love yourself, question when you want to take a risk. Don't listen to that voice. It wants to stay, okay? So this is why I said reinforcement. You have to reinforce yourself. Be like a police officer. Show it who's boss. You need to show it who's boss. You need to be like, no, I'm gonna do this anyways because I want to take a risk because I love myself enough to take a risk. And even if it doesn't work out, then whatever. That doesn't define me. Failure does not exist. That's something that I help myself. I don't know what failure is. I always learn. So it's a lesson here. I only know what success is because I'm on a continuous path of learning. So I don't know what failure is. Failure is maybe if I stop something, then I'm like, okay, cool, I failed because I stopped and I didn't want to do it. That's grand. But even with that, I'm like, is this still a failure? Because I knew that I didn't want to do it. And it led me to the path of what I wanted to do. Do you see how I reason? That's what you have to do. And then embodiment. You really have to embody this new character. You can't just have it on paper. Walk it like you talk it. You need to walk as if you know this is who you are, because it is. This is who you are. You can't stay in the survival mode anymore. You can't stay being shameful and guilty and fearful and no, because do you really want that to be your life? Do you really want to die knowing that you lived a life of shame, knowing that you never lived a life of freedom, knowing that you lived a life of pain, knowing that you lived a life of doubt, knowing that you don't know what thriving is? I know I didn't. I did not want to live that life. I was so sad. And now I'm so happy and I don't care. I don't care. I accept myself fully. No one can shame me. No one. And on a neuroscience level, it's rewiring the brain, which can take time and effort. But the same way that your brain was wired to hate yourself, to have doubt, fear, shame, you can create new neural pathways in your brain to create love, peace, self-acceptance, authenticity, joy. Long story short, you can transmute shame by practicing self-acceptance and challenging negative thoughts. Let me tell you something, that voice is not your voice. That's not your voice. You can actually pinpoint whose voice it is. It wasn't my voice. So you need to figure out who that voice is. I need to tell it who's boss. You can literally talk to that voice and be like, that's not, well, no, we're not doing that. That's what I would do. I literally do that. And then sometimes if that voice is like making me feel really scared, and then I'll be like, whatever, and then I do it, then I'll be like, see, was it that bad? Did you die? No, you didn't die. So I don't know why you keep telling that it's scary when it's not scary. I literally just did it. So boom, it's not scary. How about that? That's how you have to talk to yourself. The subconscious mind dies when it's questioned. Now, I want you to sit with this, take a deep breath, and let yourself feel everything that we've talked about in this video. Then I want you to grab a journal and ask yourself these 3 questions. What old beliefs of myself am I ready to release? Where did these beliefs come from, and do they still serve me? Who am I when I am free from shame? And a bonus question is, what is one action I can take today to help embody my highest self? Before I go, this is what we want. This is going to be you. I need to get new pens. The color is wasting. Okay, this is what we want. Love, acceptance. And then you're going to be emitting it and projecting that out, and then you're going to receive it back. You're going to receive acceptance back. So if you feel like you're not accepted, you're judged, you have doubts, it's because that's the reality you have in your mind, is doubt, not acceptance, feeling judged. That's what I used to do. And now I fully accept myself, and I feel like people have fully accepted me. And it's just like, I don't care. And it's an energy. It's a frequency that I emit. So it's a frequency that you can emit too, if you choose to. So if you're tired of feeling shameful and tired of running through blocks in your life and repeating the same cycle, then I offer coaching services. And remember, this transformation alchemy works because we're constantly manifesting. Each and every thought is being projected out, creating our reality. So be careful what you're thinking about yourself and the type of character that you're portraying and you're embodying in this world. So I don't want this video to be too long. So that's the end of the video, guys. And I do take coaching services. So I'm going to leave my email here for coaching. You can also DM me on Instagram, DM Alchemy. And I just wish more people knew that you can be on the road to becoming your highest self and have your desired reality. If you just change your state, you can have a better life if you just change your state of vibration. And also if you just uncover what those blocks are in your subconscious mind. And that's what we would go through, understand what those particular blocks are that's stopping you from just progressing and being your highest self. And make sure to grab my book, How to Be a Bitch, 50 Laws for Mastering Power for Women. It's available on Amazon and ebook. DM me to join the Discord. And what else? Did I say everything? My magnet keeps getting on my chain, but I think I mentioned everything. My book, How to Be a Bitch. When you purchase my book now, it's available as a glossy version. It was matte, but then I decided to change to glossy because it's just more convenient. Having the white book, you don't want it to get dirty. So I changed it to glossy. It will be available soon as a hardback copy. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video to push this video out there. Comment down below your favorite part of the video and make sure to subscribe. It's free. Join the community. I'm Sapphire Love, your favorite alchemy coach, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.